Hello everyone and welcome to my latest addition to this course. What I'm hoping to do is to actually present this stuff faster, and what I mean by faster is that I'm not going to prepare PowerPoint slides and so on. If I just do screencasts, things go very quickly. So I'm actually going to use the course itself and the addition I'm making as my PowerPoint slides. So the first thing I'm going to talk with you about is going to be book cover versions, multiple book covers, and exporting. Now this is something I don't think I've necessarily showed you in this class, and I'm going to show it to you now by going over to a PowerPoint presentation. Now this is a set of books that I have out, and I've designed the covers using PowerPoint. So here's a standard book cover sized slide. And you can see on it, I was attempting to replicate a newspaper type of style. And what I did was I ended up going, well, that's cute and all, but it's a lot of wasted space to extra and to the name of the page and stuff like that. Could I do better? So what I ended up doing was I duplicated this, and unfortunately I deleted a lot of the duplications and the permutations I went through to make it finally to this. I found some cute animals online that were free and that I could use for commercial use, whatever I wanted, fully in the public domain, and I decided to use one on the cover and then try to improve the colors on the book covers. So this is a different version than this book cover that I originally put together. So notice that I can maintain multiple versions of a book cover in a single file. And all I've got to do to make a new version is select over here on the left in the navigator pane which book cover I'd like, right-click, and come down to duplicate slide. Now I've got a duplicate of the slide. I can do anything I want. The original is safe. And I can go ahead and I can continue to save this. Let's go ahead and do a save just to make sure that this is all safe and I don't mess anything up. So I'm at a good save point here, and I go and I work on my new book cover version. I can also right-click on it if it doesn't work out, and I can say delete. Now I decided to produce a series of book covers here for my various books that I either have out. This one actually exists, and I put a hippopotamus, one of the free characters, on it. And once again, I list out the subjects that will be covered in the book. I wanted it to be a very textbooky looking thing, but kind of fun. So I think I achieved that. Here's a book that I was going to use to replicate what I'm covering in this course, or how to use PowerPoint to create simple book covers. Now we're actually going to get into some more complicated book covers once we cover this section, and then how to market your self-published book. And then I decided to use different colors for my Udemy stuff and for GIMP. And then finally, here's a different version of the first cover again with images produced by my wife. I love this sunflower and the snail. So I thought I would put that down there on why to self-publish exclusively on Amazon. So I'm trying that out. So here you go. You got multiple versions of the same book cover where I get to experiment with things. And then you also have multiple book covers in here in a single file. And I just go and save it. Now, what about if I want to produce some output, right? This is one big PowerPoint file. That's not very useful for publishing. And all I've got to do is go to File, just like I would with a single image, and say Export, change file type, double click on JPEG, that's the type that I want. And here you can see that this is called Cover Ideas. And if I save it as Cover Ideas, rather than creating a Cover Ideas JPEG, it's going to update this directory. Check this out. So I say Cover Ideas.jpg and I say save. Here's the point that decides it. If I save just this one slide, it actually is currently, looks like it's the cover of the Fox. If I save this one slide, it will create a Cover Ideas.jpg file. of this one file. If I save all slides, everything that's in here, then what it's going to do, and it even tells me it's going to save each of these separate images in a separate JPEG file in the Cover Ideas directory. Isn't that neat? So check this out. Once I do that, I can go to, I can go to Documents, Guide to Self-Publishing. Guide to Self-Publishing. There we go. And here's our covers directory. Now when I go in there, check this out. I get a separate JPEG for every one of the pages or slides that were in there. It looks like there used to be a page 9 and 10 or slide 9 and 10 that no longer exists, so I'm not overwriting those. But these first 8 slides, here's the first version of the cover that I came up with. Here's the current version that's out there. Here's the next books. And here's the GIMP book. And then here's yet another version of that first book. It spit out all these different JPEGs, and I can pick whatever one I want. This is cool. So I wanted you to see this. This is the way that you version book covers and create different book covers all in the same file. Save them all together. The only time you split is if they're completely separate, they have nothing to do with each other. You'll want to create a different PowerPoint file and save maybe multiple versions and maybe multiple covers, depending on the books are in a series like these are. So that's it. I'm going to see you in the next lecture where we're going to talk about more stuff.